Good Monday morning, New York Giants fans. This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Oh, it's hard to say, but it's good to say the first place New York football Giants at 4-7. You know it's 2020. You just know it's 2020 because there's no other explanation before this. I wanted to get into the Giants and why they have a top 10 defense, but we also need to just quickly touch on Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, of course, having his MRI today. You have to be honest about it. The MRI, even if it comes back grade 1 or grade 2, he's probably still going to miss 2 weeks, especially if it's truly a hamstring and not a muscle pull or something such as that. We'll get a better idea once we get the MRI. But you have to figure you're going to miss some period of time. I mean, even a minor strain, you're looking at 10 to 12 days before you can come back. And the position where you're using your legs constantly, such as a quarterback, and trying to backpedal and throw, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So we hope the results of the MRI come out to be. I would like the results to come out negative, but let's hope it's just a mild strain. And to the people that bashed me in my last video that said, "Well, you're bashing Daniel Jones again. You're a Daniel Jones hater." I'm not a Daniel Jones hater. I'm being honest about Daniel Jones. And if you think Daniel Jones had a wonderful game or was on par for a wonderful game yesterday, that's fine. But you didn't really watch the game then. Because I love when people can go to me, "You didn't watch the game. If it wasn't for the Ingram fumble and the long pass that Slayton dropped, we would be 14 points." Okay, well, there's one problem with that logic. Both of those plays happened on the same drive. So it's not possible for the Giants to score 14 points off of one drive. I think a lot of people, they just get so pumped up and then so much into the blindness of Daniel Jones, they forget that at 12 minutes and 47 seconds, Daniel Jones deep incomplete pass to Darius Slayton. And then on the same drive at 8 minutes and 53 seconds, Evan Ingram fumbles. So you can't score 14 points off the same drive. You subtract the 50-yard play to Daniel Jones' stats, and you tell me what you see. I see a guy that had the team at 10-10 against the Cincinnati Bengals. I see a good scoring drive for the first drive of the game. I see a punt when we had the ball for 2 minutes. I see another punt when we had the ball for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I saw the fumble. We had the ball for 4 minutes. And then I saw a 3-minute drive that translated into a field goal. And then I see halftime. So and then again, like I said, they open up the game with open the third quarter with 11-play, 72-yard drive for 5 minutes, and they only get a field goal out of it. Graham Gano is the hero of this game and the hero of this team. And you could say whatever you want about me bashing Daniel Jones. I'm not bashing him. I'm just being honest. And I'm honest enough to understand, and I watched the game closely enough to figure out that the plays that people are saying is a 14-point swing both happened on the same drive. So it's not theoretically possible that you can get 14 points off of one drive. If there's a 14-point touchdown, I want to see that. And I want to see that right now because that would be awesome. Daniel Jones' biggest claim to fame right now has been that he hasn't turned the ball over in 3 games. That's it. And honestly, he should have had 2 interceptions yesterday in the first half. The balls were dropped, which is great because that's what you want. I spoke to a scout who has like 27 years. Actually, no, he said 37 years in the league in various capacities and player personnel. He said it best to me when I was talking to him last night after the game. He said, outside of New York, the outside of the New York bubble, everyone sees Daniel Jones differently than they do in New York. He said it. He sees him as Jake Delhomme. And Jake Delhomme was a quarterback, of course, for the Carolina Panthers. That's when he had his most famous success. He took the Panthers to a Super Bowl. He was never the most accurate quarterback, but he was a quarterback you could win with. He didn't have Daniel Jones's wheels. But the thing was, he said that's the quarterback Daniel Jones is. He's an average to above average quarterback. And a quarterback like that you can win with in this league if you have a good defense. And then I've said this a few times with Daniel Jones' running ability. Daniel Jones' big plays are off of design runs from what Jason Garrett has seen that the defense are giving them. He hasn't had very he has not been prolific with his rushing since the 2 Philadelphia games because of the fact that Philadelphia's defense over pursues, and Jason Garrett took advantage of that and played to that weakness of the defense. The Bengals showed it perfectly. If you are disciplined and you stay with your assignment, you're going to stop Daniel Jones from running. And Daniel Jones is not Lamar Jackson. He does not have his acceleration. Once Daniel Jones gets out into the field, yes, he runs well. But he does not have the creativity or the acceleration of a Lamar Jackson. And that's not a slight, because there are not many players that have that innate ability that Lamar Jackson has or Michael Vick has. So it's not bashing Daniel Jones. It's actually being honest and taking an honest look and assessment at the quarterback. And someone said to me, well, you wanted to see Colt McCoy play, so now you're going to get your chance. No, I wanted to see Colt McCoy play and maybe play a series or maybe play a half so Daniel Jones could sit and see the game. Because sometimes the game slows down if you take a step back from it and you look at it and you watch it. That's what I was saying with that. Not that I want to see Colt McCoy come in and replace Daniel Jones for 16 weeks. And I love when people go, well, you just think Daniel Jones, now you got your wish. No, you want Daniel Jones to play because you hope that your starting quarterback is better than your second string quarterback. You hope that. And you want that. That's not bashing the quarterback. That's being honest about his ability and assessment. Yes, I would prefer to have him on the field against Seattle, of course, than Colt McCoy. But it's not that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about any little criticism of Daniel Jones is taken as the fact that you're bashing him. Or you have something against him. You have an axe to grind with him. I don't care either way. The Giants chose him. Most scouts will tell you that he had second round talent. That it's not his fault they took him 6 overall. And so you know what? You have to ride with the quarterback you have. So and if anyone sits there and tells me we need to sign Colin Kaepernick, can you please just unsubscribe? just unsubscribe because I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, let's bring in a guy that hasn't played in 5 years. I mean, let's have him as our second string quarterback. I would be more amenable to the fact that they brought back Alex Tanney. Not that I think he would ever play, but at least he's familiar with the Giants. He's not familiar with the system, but he's familiar with the Giants. Cooper Rush. Let's bring back Cooper Rush. He could come in a short period of time, and he understands Jason Garrett's offense. But out of all this, I have been saying this for weeks. The New York Giants have a top 10 defense, plain and simple. They do, and the way that Patrick Graham is bringing these guys in, it's just the defense by substitution is just amazing to me. It's just, and I said this year, I don't know, before the even season that we were going to be defensive opportunity when reference to substitution. They just bring guys in, and they bring in guys in different scenarios, and it works. Tay Crowder came back, had a nice game. I want to say Sheard play some more. I want to see him get some more snaps because good things seem to happen where he's in the game. Logan Ryan's been a beast for us. And no, we're not moving into the CB2 position. Logan Ryan does not want to play corner. Logan Ryan's stats have degressed over the last 3 years playing corner. He wants to play safety, and that's rightfully so the position he should be in. Peppers is the enigma wrapped in a riddle as always. He makes fantastic plays and he makes bonehead plays, but you live and die with that, and I'm fine with that. Blake Martinez is just Blake Martinez, man. That's another great get for Gettleman, and another great get. And I always had, like I said, I always admit when I'm wrong. Leonard Williams, man, he's proven me wrong. He's proven everyone wrong. He's not worth Aaron Donald money, but he is the man. He is getting quarterback pressure. He is moving the pile. He's pushing into the backfield. What you want. And then you roll in the rookies with Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown and my new buddy Nico. Nico's my man now. I'm getting a Nico jersey. He's like Madonna to me. He doesn't even have a last name. He's just Nico. Because that just is a great name. I just love that name, Nico. If I have another kid, I'm going to name him Nico. And actually, if we have another kid, I can't tell what we're going to name him. Xavier McKinney got into the game, which was nice. See him play a little bit, play a couple snaps. I know he wasn't going to play. I think everyone knew he wasn't going to play much. that he was really just going to come in and kind of get his feet wet. Cincinnati was a great game to get your feet wet in. You know, we still are living and dying, though, with Isaac Yiadom, and not in a good way. He gave up the touchdown. He should have been called 3 plays earlier than that. He should have been called for defensive holding. He also missed a couple of other assignments if you watch the game. We got to figure out that CB2 position. I mean, I don't know what we can. There's really nothing we can do at this point in time. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna ride and die with what we got, unless someone comes up on the waiver wire. But the defense, you know, if I got Darnay Holmes, man, he did the typical rookie season. He came out strong. He went down to the valley, then he peaked again, and he's still peaking right now. I would like to see Darnay Holmes maybe slide into the CB2 position, get some reps. But they are a good defense, top 10, no doubt in my mind. You have to give Dave Gettleman credit for the defense. Think about it. He brought in Peppers, Ryan, Martinez, Sheard, Holmes, Williams, even Mayo. Bradbury. I always forget about Bradbury. You know why? Because I forget about Bradbury? Because Bradbury's such a guy that unless he makes a mistake, you don't know him sometimes. Because he's just locking down his man and doing his assignment. He brought in Bradbury, Dexter Lawrence. I mean, come on. If McKinney turns out, that's going to be a great pickup. He brought in Nico Holmes. I mean, come on, man. He has restocked this defense to know. He's just restocked the D. I mean, it's just crazy. But we'll probably do another episode later when we get some more information on Daniel Jones. Like I said, if you think Daniel Jones is so wonderful, tell me why. Because I'll tell you 15 reasons why you need to be cautious. You want to be optimistic, that's fine. You want to be a loyalist, that's great. But if someone has a difference of opinion, I don't bash other people for having differences of opinion. Because people see things differently. And I think that's, like I said, but if you want to start a debate on it, hey, I got no problem with that. Like I said, I like having a channel where everything can be debated and is open. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could subscribe, if you ring that bell, you think that means, that'd be awesome.